Hey guys, what is going on? Church at Game 6 here, and I'm bringing you, yes, another video the day after the Panthers season ended, because, guys, I really haven't made a video like this in a while, so I have these sections of videos that do pre-games, which we've abandoned pre-games, we have the post-games, which is usually what we have, and now we have other videos where we have big Panther news and everything like that. We had a video on Marchessault coming in, Marchessault leaving, the expansion draft, all that stuff. We had an All-Star game stuff, we had a bunch of stuff. This might be the biggest one we've ever had. This might be one of the biggest videos we've ever had, guys. Guys, it happened. You can look at the back. No, wrong way. Look at the background right there. Right there. Call Boogieman and Uber. See that, guys? That was flying over the arena last night, raised by a GoFundMe page by a Florida Panther fan on Twitter. And, guys, it happened. Bob Boogieman has been relieved of his duties. According to every reporter out there, he's been fired. He's gone. So is Paul McFarland. He's gone. And Jack Capuano, well, his contract is ending this year. He's gone. So these guys are gone, and the Panthers can make room to do what they want. And speaking of doing what they want, guys, we've said it for a while. Well, first of all, before we get into it, Elliotte Friedman the other day on his 31 Thoughts podcast said the Panthers should go after Alain Vigneault, that they have interest. This is not the case on what many people are thinking out there. Alain Vigneault is not the guy we need. We need the three-time Chicago Blackhawks Stanley Cup champion head coach Joe Quenneville. And we already have news of this. I was going to make this video about an hour ago, but the news just kept coming in. I had to wait. And all the news is finally in now for what we'll probably have the rest of the day. And let's get right to it. So before we talk about the news and when it will be officially announced, the Panthers have tomorrow's Monday. Tomorrow, the Panthers will have their exit room interviews. And they've already announced they're having a press conference on Monday. Tomorrow, a press conference and the exit interviews for the locker room. So let's go over the news quickly. So according to George Richards on Twitter, Bob Boogieman has been dismissed as coach, and of course, Dale Talon will remain as the general manager. And he has also announced that Joel Quenneville is the Panthers' preferred choice for head coach. That is courtesy of George Richards on Twitter for the Athletic Miami. And let us get to the next announcement. George Richards was also told that the Panthers and Blackhawks have discussed it, and the Panthers were granted permission to speak with Joel Quenneville. They have not hired a coach, the Panthers, of course, with extensive NHL coaching experience since the day of Mike Keenan and Jacques Martin. And Gallant had not been the head coach of Columbus Blue Jackets for 8 years when hired in 2014. So the Panthers are basically saying here, what George Richards is trying to communicate, is that the Panthers have not hired a head coach who has been with the team for a long time, in years. A guy with experience, a guy who knows how to win, a guy who knows how to develop young talent and attract these free agents like Bob and everyone else to Florida. Now let's get to the next announcement. The Florida Panthers are in very serious talks with Joel Quenneville, and the team is hopeful to have something done soon. Quote from Dale Talon here. Here's the start of the quote. "We have to raise the bar here. We are not happy right now." That is very obvious. And now I will go on Twitter to search up Mr. Elliotte Friedman, as he said a little earlier. "There's a real sense today that the process between Florida and Joel Quenneville is much further along than many of us have realized. It's not a done deal, but it's close. It would not be a surprise if the process comes done in the near future." So that's from Elliotte Friedman. Courtesy of Sportsnet. So let's get back to George Richards, guys. A lot of news. But before we get to the next news, let's just recap what has happened here quickly. Take a deep breath, guys. Take a deep breath. This video is dragging out a little bit, but let's get right to the next part. Let's summarize what's been going on here. Panthers have relieved Boogieman. Capuano's contract is going to end. And Paul McFarland, they have been relieved of their duties. They've been fired. The Panthers have asked for permission and have been granted it and have been in talks with Joel Quenneville for a while now, guys, a while. So let's keep it going now. As we scroll down, the Panthers have received permission to talk. This is courtesy of Greg Wyshynski. I think I got that one right. He is a senior writer at ESPN for the National Hockey League. He runs a podcast, so you know he's legit. He works for ESPN. The Florida Panthers have received permission to talk to Coach Joel Quenneville and have offered him a multi-year deal worth of $6 million, more than $6 million, when you include bonuses. So there are the details there, and that's insane. They've offered him the deal, and something can come as soon as tomorrow with the press conference. And guys, we're still not done. As we get to Brett, okay, this one is definitely going to be butchered, this name. Brett Sergalis, sports writer for the New York Post, National Hockey League, of course, he writes for. So here we go. Listen up. This is the biggest part of the news, and this is probably the last tweet we will go over unless something else were to come up on Twitter. Here it is. Just heard that Joel Quenneville is a done deal in Florida. Announcement will come tomorrow in the press conference. Also a chance that Garth Snow will be making his way down there in some capacity, fluid situation. So, Joel Quenneville apparently has had a done deal with Florida. He's coming to Florida. He's about to sign the contract, guys. This is crazy. Joel Quenneville is now, hopefully, almost, probably, the coach of the Florida Panthers. This is ridiculous. This turns the franchise around in terms of the direction we need to take, in terms of getting this aggressive offseason going. We've already started not even 24 hours since our last game of the season. Unreal. Dale Talon saved his job as of right now. Joel Quenneville is coming in a 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Hopefully, once that news is done, I will probably be posting a video or something coming up. We will have a JTP radio podcast one more week to discuss what's going on with the Cats, and that'll be that. But as of right now, apparently this is a done deal for the Florida Panthers, and I will look on Twitter now. It seems nothing else has happened now. That is it. No other. Here it is. Sources say that Joel Quenneville has been asked permission, courtesy of Pierre LeBrun for TSN. And that is it. That is all the news, guys. And so here, let's recap it very quick, and we'll close off this video. Bob Boughner, Jack Capuano's contract, whose is going to be done. Paul McFarland have all been relieved of their duties. They're out of the organization. Up next, the Panthers asked permission after having talks a lot with Joel Quenneville. They've asked the Blackhawks to have permission to speak with him. Then they offered a multi-year deal, $6 million plus, including bonuses. That was offered, and now apparently it's a done deal. It'll be announced tomorrow, and the Panthers, apparently Garth Snow is also involved in this. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed all of the news that has been coming, because it's great. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow after the press conference.